So good morning, everyone. It's great to be here, and I have to say it's pretty humbling to be on this panel. You all are doing amazing things, amazing things. And on the sustainability front, we are just in this process of launching our first report, and it's helpful to hear that it's something that's not, that it is a journey, that it's not something you just do and it's done. And it's a cultural journey for an organization as well. So it's wonderful to learn from all of you. So it's really wonderful to be here in New York City this week. It is a really important week, and the city is really alive with passion and purpose, which are two things that I care about deeply. So contrary to the years when the UN General Assembly in this week was really just for international dignitaries, this week has almost become what I would call open sourced. There are events like this where people gather and share and connect. And I think that's really important, in that the Sustainable Development Goals have really given us a gift by being a framework for everyone, for countries, for companies, for big business, for small business, for nonprofits, and even for individual people. So you know this already because you're here. So why am I pointing it out? So I am pointing it out because I'm here to talk about something, to build on something that I talked about last year called human social responsibility in social good, and how important it is to building community. And actually, there are a lot of threads in what I'm going to say that really the speakers before me actually personified. So I think, one of the truths that I continue to learn in my work is that we really are more the same than we are different. We're just trying to tackle different problems in different places with different challenges and opportunities. So I am a corporate social responsibility professional, and I built the programs at my company over the past 10 to 15 years. So Blackbaud, where I work, is a technology company that provides products and services for social good. So what's important about that for you to know is that we provide technology products that nonprofits use, that foundations use for grant making, that companies use for workplace giving, et cetera, and individuals use for crowd fundraising. So every day we go into work and we're focused on powering good. How do we use technology to actually make that step toward action easier and easier for people and organizations? So, that's kind of at the heart of who we are. So we're what's called a shared value company, where our strategic efforts, our products and our strategy are intertwined with our economic plan at the heart of who we are. So last year, I stood here and talked about human social responsibility. And that's my term. Obviously, a spin on corporate social responsibility. But what I said was that focusing just on the corporate piece was wrongheaded. And I said that for a number of reasons, but this is a time, as others have noted, that there's more of a recognition that companies are made up of people, that there are you are engaged in the world in a different way. You're not just over here providing a product and service. So this is a time filled with this word purpose that we hear a lot about. So what I said there were two concepts in my talk, which I'm just going to quickly remind you of, that are important to understand when building community around social good. And the first is that good is for everyone. And that sounds so incredibly basic, but we don't always behave in this world as if that's true. We behave as if there are certain types of people or organizations that are supposed to be doing the good work, and that others are over here making money or doing other things. And really, it is for all of us. And if we are going to make the kind of change that we are all talking about, it is about having every kind of person and sector and organization involved together. The second is the idea of the whole self. And what that is that people today bring their whole selves to work. And I know this was not true when I started in the workplace. There was a lot of me that I left in the car when I went in the door. But the more I observe, the more I interact with people, the more I see this to be true, that people are bringing more walking into their professional lives every day, carrying more authentically of who they are and how they're empowered than they ever have before. And that's something that really connects to the sustainability, and you heard the data on that, but it's something that's really important to remember. So those are important because individual people on their own or through collective action are a part of the social good solution, as you've been hearing today. So for argument's sake, let's say you accept all of that. What do you need to understand to go deeper? And I think that it's two things. And one is that whatever organization or community or group you're a part of, people are on a constant search for meaning. Whether you're talking about members, supporters, constituents, neighbors, whoever it is, people are seeking meaning more in how they walk through life, both at work and outside of work. And they're looking for ways to feed that whole self. And so, they're making very intentional decisions about their careers and who they want to work with and how they want to show up in the world, the impact that they want to make. The second is that people want to be empowered, and through what I would call voice and choice. They really do want to be heard and not just follow a path that you've set out for them. They want to co-create that with you. So choice is a huge part of this, and having an organization or a company kind of come down from above and say, this is what you should believe in, doesn't really work anymore. You have to allow them to be empowered. So when you turn these concepts into thinking about leveraging community within a company, if you adopt human social responsibility, it means adopting a real position of choice, of not subscribing to people or prescribing to people what they should believe in, really allowing them to choose and you follow them. But you also can do that when you're actually building other kinds of communities. And I just wanted to give you a short example of that. And I'm doing that in building a strong community of women at work. And you might say from the outside, Blackbaud's a technology company, we're 50-50 male-female. That's actually really good for a technology company, but we work in the world of social good, and we just don't think that that's enough. And we have pockets of the company where you don't traditionally see women leaders. So we are working very intentionally to cultivate it. It's like culture, don't let it happen to you, you need to cultivate it. So we picked a group of 10 women who are senior leaders who are working together from the inside out to build very deep connections, kind of connective tissue among each other, and going out to this broader group of 65 women who work on our global management team. And we're doing this largely through interpersonal connection and relationships, not going straight to programs. Because if you don't have connection with people, the programs don't really matter. So we're starting with us, and often in the workplace, particularly for women who have made it and come up the ladder, they do leave a lot of who they are behind. And so what we're trying to do is resurface that. And we have a summit coming up, and these 65 women will be together, and the speakers at that summit will be our women. Instead of having other experts come in and espouse to us important ideas, there will be time for that. We need to hear from each other about each other's journeys and experiences and what we learned and how we can help others. We need to be vulnerable, we need to be open, and I think that will make us stronger. So, that's really what I wanted to share with you today, that within corporate, there is a move toward understanding human more, and it's a real drive because of this push to purpose. It's because people aren't going to stay where they don't feel heard, where they can't engage. And even though we might be in situations where we think that we've made a lot of progress so far, we need a lot more diversity of every kind, whether it's women leaders in areas where they don't tend to lead, like technology or business unit heads or other such roles, or whether we're talking about people of color. How do we intentionally develop this and then really value and understand each other? Because if we just shove people into roles and we don't have that connective tissue, it's not going to get us there. So that's what I have to share today, and thank you for having me.